In the world of hip-hop, no artist has a story quite like Marshall Bruce Mathers III, better known as Eminem. From growing up in poverty and facing bullying to becoming the best-selling rapper of all time, his journey is one of pain, resilience, and relentless ambition. This is the story of how a kid from Detroit fought through rejection, addiction, and controversy to become a global icon. A true rap god, Eminem was born on October 17, 1972, in St. Joseph, Missouri. His parents, Deborah and Marshall Mathers Jr., were in a struggling band, but his father abandoned the family when Eminem was just a baby. Raised by his mother, Eminem grew up poor and constantly moving between different homes in Missouri and Michigan. He never had stability, never had a real place to call home. Life in school wasn't any better. Eminem was bullied relentlessly, often beaten by classmates, and struggled to fit in. He failed 9th grade 3 times before dropping out at age 17. But while school didn't work out, Eminem had discovered something that gave him purpose: hip-hop. At age 14, he began rapping with friends, practicing battles in clubs and on street corners. As a white kid in a genre dominated by black artists, Eminem had to work twice as hard to earn respect. He studied the greats, honed his flow, and developed his razor-sharp lyrical ability. By the early 1990s, Eminem was performing under the name M&M, which later evolved into Eminem. He released his first independent album, Infinite, in 1996. But Infinite was a commercial failure. Critics dismissed him, and even local radio stations refused to play his music. Broke and depressed, Eminem nearly gave up on his dream. At this time, he was also struggling personally. He and his high school girlfriend, Kim Scott, had a daughter in 1995, Haley Jade. Eminem wanted to provide for her, but his financial struggles made life nearly impossible. He worked odd jobs, even as a cook at a restaurant, just to keep food on the table. His frustration, anger, and pain needed an outlet. That's when Eminem created a darker alter ego, Slim Shady. Slim was violent, outrageous, and unapologetic, the complete opposite of Marshall's quiet, struggling real life. This new persona changed everything. In 1997, Eminem released the Slim Shady EP. Unlike Infinite, this project was raw, dark, and brutally honest. It caught the attention of hip-hop circles, and eventually landed in the hands of Dr. Dre, the legendary producer from NWA. Dre was blown away. In his words, "In my entire career, I've never found anything from a demo tape or a showcase. But when Jimmy Iovine played me Eminem, I knew instantly. This was special." Dre signed Eminem to Aftermath Records, setting the stage for one of the greatest careers in music history. In 1999, Eminem released the Slim Shady LP. The album was shocking, filled with dark humor, violent fantasies, and brutally honest lyrics. Songs like My Name Is and Guilty Conscience introduced Slim Shady to the world. The album was a massive success, earning Eminem his first Grammy Award. But it also brought controversy. Many accused him of glorifying violence and being offensive. Eminem responded the only way he knew how, by leaning into the chaos. In 2000, Eminem dropped the Marshall Mathers LP, the album that turned him into a superstar. Tracks like Stan, The Real Slim Shady, and The Way I Am shocked the world with their creativity, storytelling, and raw emotion. The album sold over 1.7 million copies in its first week, a record at the time. Eminem was suddenly the most famous rapper alive. But with fame came backlash. He faced lawsuits, protests, and criticism for his lyrics about drugs, violence, and homophobia. Yet despite the controversy, Eminem had done something no one thought possible. He made hip-hop global, in a way it had never been before. He became the first white rapper to dominate the genre authentically, earning respect from even his harshest critics. In 2002, Eminem starred in 8 Mile, a semi-autobiographical film about his life. The movie was a box office hit and gave the world Lose Yourself, one of the most iconic rap songs ever written. Lose Yourself won an Academy Award for Best Original Song, making Eminem the first rapper in history to win an Oscar. He was no longer just a rapper, he was a cultural phenomenon, but success came with a price. As Eminem's fame grew, so did his personal struggles. His relationship with Kim was toxic and often violent. They divorced, remarried, and divorced again. He battled addiction to prescription drugs, which nearly killed him.